Hi, hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to join me. She's finally finished my entirely bonkers journal. And this, if you remember in my previous videos, this is my collaboration with my friend Amy from Crafty Cat USA. And I've got to say that as Amy and I have been working on these journals, it's made us giggle quite a lot how we're very similar in what we choose to use to make our journals and to add things to it, but how it turns out to be so different. And I guess that's because we've got different styles. I'd love to see if any of you have used this kit as well. So please, try and tag us or let me know if you've got a video out or Instagram or something. I just love to see how other people use papers that I've used. So this is my little beauty. I'm really pleased with it. This fabric is by Tula Pink, and I think it was her Elizabethan fabric. I've not used it very often. I'm one of those people that if I see fabric I like, I have to buy it. A bit of a fabric hoarder, I suppose, and I am a quilter, so I've always got fabric to go to. But then when I get fabric I like, I don't like to use, I don't want to use it. But I just thought she looked perfect for an Alice in Wonderland journal. So I didn't want to add anything else because I didn't want to cover it. So there's two faces, a bit of thread as well. There's the face there at the bottom and there's one there at the top. I've closed it with some, I don't know what it is. It's kind of like a knitted trim that's got little sequins in, and I just thought it matched with her hair. And it's a bright, cheerful journal, so I just wanted to keep it nice and bright and cheerful. So size wise, this one's ended up being about 9 inches tall and about 5 3/4 wide. It's not quite 6 inches. It's quite chunky. It is a heavy journal, and this one is going to the next person on my reserve list, so it won't be up for general sale, just to let you know. So that just opens and it's removable, so you can take it off if you don't want, if you don't like it. So in the front, I've got a pocket, which is kind of, I always put a pocket in the front. It has got one in the back, but not the same as this. I've just used an image there that I had, and I think that's from Andrea Allen, that's Artie Mazur's kit, and I've just put it on a book page from an Alice in Wonderland book. And it's Alice and I think they're playing croquet. Yeah, it says Queen's Croquet. And then I've backed it, and that's backed with Amy's Peel Paint and Roses. So that just goes in there. This is just a little booklet that I've made out of one of the book pages. So you won't have seen everything that's in here. And then that just opens up and it's got some extra journaling space in there. And again, it's a book page from one of the books. And a couple of tags in there. And then on the front, it's got the Queen and the Knave of Hearts. I think she's shouting off with his head. So that's just a little booklet, and that's Amy's abstract painting, or abstract paints, I think it's called. So it just went well as well. So in the front there, we've got the flip that we did together, and on the beautiful rose paper. And I've just included some extra bits and pieces, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I do think they're funny. And just some extra papers that I had left over that I've used in the book. So the person that's getting this, they can either use them to write on as scraps, or they can use it to decorate the book that little bit further. And that just flips in there. We did this one together, didn't we? I think most of the flips and pockets we've done together. There were quite a few videos on this one, I know. That's from a book, The Nursery Alice. Some beautiful images in it, so I didn't want to cover that up. And then the contents of that book, and then you didn't see the cards that I've made, so how Alice grew, it does say tall there, but the rabbit's ears has covered it up. And again, that's the peel paint. And I just thought it was nice to have the white rabbit peeking out, looking at Alice there. Tweedledee and Tweedledum, I think they are from Andrea's Artie Mazur's kit, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. That's from the book that I've got. And it's got a little fabric snip just there. This is a book page from one of the Alice books I've got, and I just ran it through my printer, I double-sided sellotaped it onto a piece of thin paper to put it through my printer on both sides, and I just copied an image onto it. So that's the blue watery image. Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And it's got the quote, the what do you call it, the poem that they say on there, and that is a pocket there, and I did have something in it, but it's disappeared, so I'll find something to go in there. It's always funny when I make a journal, there's always one page or one pocket that I've just lost the lost the tag to, but I'll find something to go in there, and then that just flips out. There's Alice there, and I've put a little teacup on there on a bulb pin, and that can just be removed. And then we've got the down the rabbit hole there. So we've got the caterpillar on there, and that's just a paler version of that paper. And then here we've got two pockets. So we've got the pocket there with the rabbit on that we made together. And then we've got, this is Amy's spilling tea paper, and then I've put one of Mrs. Cogg's images there. So that just fits in there like that. Some of them are a tight fit, but they do fit in. That's from an Alice book page. It was a book page from an Alice book that I've got, and I've just put some ruffle on there, and that's tulip ink as well. It's Drink Me. Then here we've got the flip out with the rabbit on, and that's a piece of vellum that I had. And there's a pocket there, and they're painting the roses red. Oh boy, are they going to get in trouble for painting the roses red. We've got the Mad Hatter. I love that. It's a bit Johnny Depp red, Mad Hatter, isn't it, that one? We did this, and yes, I did it as a flip out. I was debating whether to do it as a flip up, wasn't I? I love that caterpillar, and he turns into the beautiful butterfly there. And then this is something I was sent years and years ago, and it's just been in my box because I've just not had anything to use it to. And there is a little pocket there. I haven't done very well, have I? So I'll put something in that as well. They'll be over at my sewing machine still, you can guarantee it. So we've got the roses. Or when I sew the signature in, when I sew the signature into my books, I take all the ephemera out, and then bits kind of, they don't get put back in. They'll be over at the sewing machine. Love that page. I'd love to go for afternoon tea there. Then that's a top flip pocket there that you can write on. And then again, I've just included some extra papers here that can be written on. So they're in the back in there. That's the Knave of Hearts. He stole the tarts. Then we've got Alice on there. That's a Mrs. Cogg image. And then a bit of Alice book page there. Spilling tea backed there. And I think we made this together. And I just added, I have gone mad. Or have I gone mad? I think I have gone mad. And I added the Mad Hatter and some flowers on there. So he's running through the flowers. This is a double pocket on there that I've just made with some of Amy's papers. And we've got the Mad March hare in there, and we've got a clock and some flowers on that one. I just liked how the rabbit's ears poked out from behind that. That's just a double flip out where it just flips out. And the reason I folded it like that was I just wanted to see the bunny, the Mad March hare, peeking out. And it says, if you don't think, then you shouldn't talk. Then we've got the CD case. I like to use the CD cases as like an open pocket. So this circle here is the actual pocket. And then that image there of the two ladies sat in a teacup is from Amy's Spilling Tea. And I just thought, if you went to tea with the Mad Hatter and the Mad March hare, you would be sitting in a cup of tea, wouldn't you? And then I've just done a couple of Amy's tags there. They just fit in there. So that's the White Queen and the Red Queen. And then it flips up. So it's sealed, it's not a pocket. But this bit is a pocket. And we've got one of the postcards I've got with Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And that can just be written on. And then I'm really sad that I've used up this piece of fabric. It had the little bees on. I think I've got the tiniest little bit left over, but I think that's an old Tula pink as well. Be discontinued now, I guess. We're All Mad Here. So this is one of Amy's Glowforge cuts of the Mad Hatter, and it says We're All Mad Here. And I've just used one of the pieces of paper I had left over. And that says, I can't go back to yesterday because I was a different person then. I think we're all different people than we were the day before, aren't we? The big mushrooms, and we've got the caterpillar. So there's a little pocket here with the Mad Hatter in. We made this together, didn't we? So I hope you've got some ideas, you know, for different pockets and things. And again, it says, it's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then. The little quotes like this that I used are from my porch prints. It's just one sheet of Alice quotes. The double envelope there that I covered. And we've got a tag in there with the Cheshire Cat on. And then we've got the mushrooms and the rose. And then this flips out there, and there's that little journaling card there that's got Alice and the flamingo on. And then that just goes. Got the camera right in front of me, so I can't quite see. There we go. That just does go in there. Love that blue cat. So there is lots of room to write in here. So in the centre of the signature, I've made this page into an envelope. It says, why sometimes I believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. That's the Mad March Hare. And then I've put, this was from a piece of scrapbooking paper that I've cut into a heart. And I've just added a chain on it with a teacup. I mean a teacup and teapot and a little teaspoon, and you can just cut that off if you don't like it because it's just on with wax thread, but I thought that was thought it was nice. And then in the middle here I've just include all sorts of little bits and pieces that I've had left over from making this kit that they just coordinate with it. So I like to try and include, if I've got little bits and snips left over, I'll send them on. We've got a key on that one. We've got the 3 journaling cards, and I've not backed these because I liked the Cheshire Cat on the back, but there's no reason why you can't add paper on those or a photo or something and write on it or put a little picture on the back. But they were really cute playing cards, and I've had these for a long time. I haven't got the whole set. I've just got like 6 of them or something. There weren't many. This is a flip out, so there's a journaling card just there. I've not decorated it, but, you know, I've got to leave something for somebody to do. The little butterfly. And that opens up, and we've got the card with the Mad March Hare just there. And that fits behind Alice. And then this is a book page from one of the other Alice books that I've got. And that's just the White Rabbit. And that's illustrated by Philip Goff. And that just fits in there. We made this together, so this is the vellum pocket, and this is Alice Liddell, and Alice Liddell is who Lewis Carroll based his Alice in Wonderland on. He befriended Alice's parents and spent a lot of time with the children, going on trips with them and things, and that's who he based his Alice in Wonderland of. And I've got a book about their lives, you know, and how he created Alice around her. So I thought it was nice to include her in there. And then just some roses and mushroom. And then we've got one of Mrs. Cogg's images there. That just fits behind there. That just flips out. So you could close it and still have it as a tuck if you wanted, but I thought it's a nice space to write. These coloured backgrounds are from Rachel Rox's Creations. Mad Hatter, it's another tag on there. We made this together with the Mad March Hare in, and I put Mad Hatter because I didn't have a label that said March Hare, but the Mad Hatter and the Mad March Hare have the tea parties. And I thought it was really funny because I made this and Amy hadn't seen it because I didn't show a video of making this tag, but she did the same. She did the same thing with the teapot with a tea bag label, and that's where I mean that we're kind of on the same wavelength with different things. But she did hers differently to me. You know, it's not that we've meant to do things the same. They're not the same. They are different, but it just made me smile. And I've used the spilling tea on the back of that as well. It just made me smile. I think we could have we could be long lost sisters. I think this tag doesn't come out. I did glue it in, but it says tea, a hug in a cup. So there we go. And it's on the tea party sheet. We've got the Mad Hatter there. Love that cat. Mad Hatter. We've got the Cheshire Cat wearing the Mad Hatter's hats. And then we open it up and we've got all the psychedelic mushrooms there. Beautiful. And I think Amy said that she's trying to do an add-on kit to go with this. I've also printed out the tall, thin, the skinny kit, and I will make that up into a journal as well. I just want to do a few other things in between, so it's in my to-do pile, but I will do it. On this one, there's a little teapot. I'm a little teapot, short and spout. There we go. So that just hangs there. And that's the Mad Hatter. This, I think I said I was doing it, but I can't think if I did it with you. I might have done. So I just added, that's one of the postcards that I've got. And I put a glassine envelope on there. And I've just used some of Amy's papers at the back. And then Mrs. Cogg's images there. That's the Duchess playing croquet. They use the flamingo as a croquet stick, don't they? I don't know what you call croquet sticks, but you can see them through there. And then in the back there is the Mad Hatter. This is just, you can take this off, you don't have to have it in here. It's just on a paper clip, and it's just a piece of fabric that I've put another piece of fabric in and some lace and 3 little daisies. And then it's got the teacup and teapot, the Mad Hatter and a watch. And then that just paper clips on there. More of the rose paper. Then we've got the waterfall, so that falls nicely. I was pleased with that. And then here, I don't know if you can see, but we've got one of the soldiers that was painting the roses red just peeking out there. There he is. So this is just a piece of paper that I've put in, and I've put a little teacup on it, and I've put 4 little cards in there, just backed them. And I thought that was just a little bit extra to put in there. And then that just fits behind the Queen with the little guy peeking out at the side there. Caterpillar. This is the flip out. So these cards were part of the kit from Andrea Allen Artie Mays that I'd got left over. And then I've just put one of Mrs. Cogg's images there. And then Alice, she's just peeking out there, look. This is the pocket. I did the less splattered. They're still quite splattered, but I did do the side that's less splattered than the splattered side. I need to practice splattering, I think. And I've just put some roses going up, and it says off with their heads, because that's what the Queen's shouting. And that's when the House of Cards all fell down on Alice. Bit of a nightmare, really, eh? And that just fits inside there. And then that flips out, and I've just stuck this on. It was a piece of card of the kit page I had left over, so I just put it on there. And then I think the bunnies are looking at each other. He's not dressed yet, but he's got his best coat on there. Now that's one of the dodo from the quadrille, so the griffin and the dodo. I think that's from Through the Looking Glass. And then this is a vintage book page. It is quite delicate, but it's okay if it's not folded. If I bent it, it cracked, but it's not too bad as a flip. So that just flips out. And then I've put Painting the Roses Red. And again, I've used one of those postcards that I had on there. She does look a very cross queen, doesn't she? And then in the back, I've done a different sort of pocket than the front. and again one of those images, and that's the griffin, and that's illustrated by Bessie Pease Gutman, and that just fits in there. But I thought it was nice having the two queen's heads. That's a different little snip of fabric. If you notice, she's got blue hair, that one's got red hair. I haven't got any of that fabric left. That was literally all I had, so I thought I would use it because it's the blue. So that is my really rather chunky Alice journal. I hope that you've enjoyed this series, and I'm hoping that Amy will want to do another collaboration sometime in the future. But I do hope you like it. And Amy, thank you, dear friend. I've had an absolute ball making this. So I hope you enjoy it, folks, and I will catch you next time. Take care. Bye.